It's your girl Kira Shanice, and we are over here on DC Says, y'all. And like I said, if y'all here, y'all may have seen my previous video about my full rundown and my thoughts on the show Queens, and I have decided to pick it up here on the channel. And we are just going to get right into it. Queens Season 1, Episode 4. This will be my full recap of the show. Of episode 4. So we're gonna get into it. Alright, so in this episode, we know Jeff, Brianna's husband, if y'all been watching it like I have, he had cancer, brain cancer. He actually got his surgery done and he was on chemo. I thought he was gonna make it. And as we know in episode 3, which was the last episode, he passed away. She was sitting in bed talking to him about, what they needed to do to move forward in their marriage, and she was willing to forgive him, and she was just breaking down the guidelines, and he was just in bed and I knew then. I was like, either he ignoring her, he don't give a damn, or he did. So kind of find out he was dead. That scene kind of tore me up a little bit, because I'm like, damn, nobody deserves to find their spouse dead like that in bed. And I don't see how she stayed in that house or slept in that bed. Not me. I wouldn't have did it. Anyway, so she laid in bed with him for a while. Then she ended up calling the coroners to come and pick him up. And it's late at night, so she's having this internal battle within herself. She, on one hand, she's like, damn, it's late. Do I wake the kids up? Do I not wake the kids up? And she was, she come to the conclusion. She was like, I'm going to give them one more, nice night to sleep in peace, because he going to be dead. He gone, so ain't no point in waking them up, getting them all riled up and stuff like that. What else? And yeah, also Brianna, she in this episode, as we get through it, Brianna, she's going through it. She is going through the motions. Pretty much everybody going through it in this episode. This is a deep episode. If y'all watch, it's a deep episode. This was the episode that did it for me, and I was like, you know what, I gotta review this. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Anyway, she's going through the motions. On one hand, she just lost the love of her life, her children's father. And on the other hand, this man did cheat on her in their house with his student. So, yeah, she kind of dealing with all of it right now. And, child, it's, she's still a little bit bitter behind it. And he just going up and die. First of all, let me segue right quick. I'm mad because he done did all this. He done pretty much set off a bomb in this lady's life, and you gonna die? No, you not finna do me dirty and die. You gonna do me dirty and then you gonna die on me at home. You gonna die in our bed. You gonna do all this and then you gonna die. You gonna die? Nah. That's what I'm like. You really, you died on purpose. Anyway, so, and then to make matters worse, you got the side chick calling. She calling just back to back to back to back. So that ain't really making it no better. She calling the audacity, what is you calling for? What is you calling for? Stop calling. If he ain't answering, stop calling. Anyway. So, where is... Okay, so she, like I was saying, she's going through the motions. Morning is coming. The sun is rising up. And she ain't got a wink of sleep. Do you hear me? So she ends up breaking the news to the kids that morning, while they having breakfast. And that scene was so sad because those babies, I think they have twins, if I'm not mistaken, the two little ones in the Lakers outfits. They were excited because he had told them before they went to bed that he was gonna take them to the Lakers game the next day. And those babies, they had their jerseys on. She was dirty. She was dirty for that. She let those babies get up and get dressed for that game, and she knew they weren't going. But I guess, she didn't have the heart to tell them. But anyway, then we get Eric pulling up on Naomi to confront her about her keeping this 20-year secret from him, not letting him know that he's JoJo's dad. And she got saved by the sale. She got saved by, a call because Brianna, she called and, let her know that Jeff had passed away. So, yeah, they ended up, rushing over there to, comfort her and be with her. And also, Jill, we gonna get to Jill as she pops up in the scene with her cheating ass. She's just cheating. She slept. She ended up sleeping. If y'all seen on the end of episode 3, she ended up sleeping with old girl, the interviewer. I think, I'm assuming she was an interviewer, reporter, or somebody for a book or some. I just got a notification. Anyway, she ended up sleeping with old girl. She ended up cheating on the girlfriend that she cheated on her husband with. I'm like, Jill, like, you an old girl ain't even been official, what, couple of weeks and you already cheating on her? Anyway, so she ended up, they all ended up getting the call. And, long story short, the whole gang, they are at Brianna's house. They there, everybody there in full support. And the pastor, he there, and he's saying his little remarks, and he asks her, what would you like to say about your husband? And Brianna, she is stumped. She is stumped, and she's still a little bit bitter. She was like, I really don't know what to say, Like, he was a father, husband, adulterer, and they was like, yeah, we gonna work on that. We gonna work on it. And like, she just really in shock. I don't think, like, she knows that he's dead, but I don't think it hit her. If you lose somebody close to you, for example, like a spouse or something like that, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be. I don't even want to think about that. But she ain't really processed it yet. Like she hadn't wrapped her mind around the fact that he gone. She just thinking about everything that's going on and not really processing. Like, your husband just died in front of you, ma'am. So I'm gonna give her a pass. But she acting off, and people are starting to notice. But they giving her a pass because she's going through a lot right now. And yeah, a lot happened in this episode. A lot. Like, they really unpacking a lot. We got Jill. Her guilt is eating her up. It is eating her up. She is being, acting weird and very standoffish with her girlfriend Tina. And Tina notices. So eventually, oh, excuse me, I was late. Eventually, Tina, she confronts Jill, and she asks her, she's like, what's going on? Like you being standoffish, you acting odd, you acting weird. And Jill, she tried to, I'm skipping ahead, by the way. And Jill, she's trying to play it off, and she finally comes clean, that she cheated on her. And Tina was like, yeah, I know. And Tina was like, we can get past this if it was just something that you needed to do. I understand you've been married, you've been held down, for a minute. I understand if there's something that you needed to do, but like, are you sure, like, me and you, like, are you ready to be settled down again? And Jill pretty much was like, I don't know, so I'm interested to see, where this lead, what happens with Jill and Tina. And we get to Valeria with her messy ass. Y'all know Alexis, she been blowing up Jeff's phone. And Valeria, her butt, she gonna answer the phone. Ended up meeting up with the girl. She met up with Alexis at her house, and yeah, she ended up meeting up with Alexis and telling her, about Jeff's passing, which I personally think that, that was some bullshit because at the end of the day, that was not your place. This supposed to be your home girl. Why is you over there talking to her dead husband's mistress and trying to comfort her? She messy. I already don't like. I don't like Blair. She messy. She stay in some shit. She stay in some shit, and it's the audacity for me of both of these two chicks, Alexis and Valeria. They just, I don't know. I don't know about those two, y'all. And we gonna get on back on Naomi. She and Eric, they having their little moment, their little heart to heart moment, and he want to know you should have told me, bruh. It's been 20 years. Like I need to know. I really need to, no, not I need to know, but JoJo needs to know who her daddy is, and I want to get to know her. It's been 20 years. I'd have been out of her life for 20 years. And Naomi, she pretty much explained, what she was going through at the time and why she didn't tell. And her and Eric, they kind of got on the same page about, giving Naomi that time to break it down to JoJo before he went on and said something. They came to an agreement. He said he was going to let her, tell her in due time. But, I don't know. We don't know because I thought for sure he was going to spill the beans when they got stuck in their garage together. But he held it together. He held it together that time. And now it's the day of the funeral. It's the day, the big day of the funeral. Everybody is filling up the church. And I would say it's about 10 minutes into the service. And guess who walks in? Guess who walks in her little jean jacket and her little skirt? You guessed it. Alexis. She done came to this man's funeral after that girl told her, do not come. Do not show up. She decided she in love. She came to pay her respects to her man one last time. I'm with Naomi on this. She was like, hell no, why is she here? We need to beat her ass. We need to beat her ass. We need to whoop her ass. And I'm with her. I'm like, yeah, jump that hoe, because she ain't had no business coming up in there. But anyway, so Bree, she was like, you know what? I got this. I'm going to politely tell her to get up out of here. And she gets up, and I already knew, I can see the look on her face. She football tackled that girl and whooped her ass in the middle of Jeff's funeral. I mean, that part was hilarious. It was hilarious. So they finally got her off of Alexis. They got Bree off her. And they took them to the back, and, emotions were high. Everybody then calmed down, and they was like, look, y'all need to have a talk. So Bree and Alexis, they in the back of the church. Meanwhile, Jeff's dead body still there. Like the funeral is like still very much active and going on. But hey, we ain't gonna worry about that. They in the back of the church, and they having conversation that they needed to have, because Bree, whether she knew it or not, she needed closure. They really didn't show what they were saying, but whatever they talked about in the back of the church, as regards to Jeff and Alexis, it inspired Bree's, final remarks for, Jeff's funeral, right? And her emotions they came in like a flood, y'all. When I tell you, I don't know what Alexis said, but Brianna's emotions, they rushed in like a flood, and she was crying. She was like, oh my God, I can't believe he's gone. And know, it was kind of sad. It was kind of sad. I'm smiling because I'm sleepy, y'all. But it was kind of sad, you know. So she got herself together and she got up there and she said, you know, these great words about her husband. And in her speech, she was like, you know, my husband was my husband. You know, I loved him. He was a great dad. But my husband was not perfect. She didn't talk about, you know, the cheating or whatnot. But, you know, if you know, you know. Um, at the end of the episode, we got Brianna and Alexis. They standing over Jeff's casket. And out of nowhere, Alexis, she just burst out loud, that ugly cry, just crying over this man's casket. Mom? Yes, baby. This movie getting worse and worse and worse. For real. Yep. See, she just gone. She come in and interrupt my video. Let the door hit. Just rude. Rude. Anyway, like I was saying, at the end of this episode, we got Bri and Alexis. They standing over the casket, and Alexis, she just bust out crying. Then all of a sudden, she threw up in the casket. And if your mind anything like mine's, I was like, who throws up at a funeral? Hell no. Hell no. I was like, this girl pregnant. This girl is pregnant. And right as I said that, Brianna looked to her and was like, you pregnant, ain't you? And she was like, shook her head, yeah. And at that moment, she better than me. She is better than me because I'd have turned that damn casket over and whooped his ass in death. Like, how in the hell you gonna do this? You gonna cheat on me with your students, old enough to be her daddy, get brain cancer, die on me. Your side chick show up pregnant at your funeral? Oh no, I'd have flipped his ass over. I was like, get him up out of here. We finna cremate his ass. He don't deserve to be in no casket. I don't know, that's just me. But that wraps up my recap of episode 4. Let me know what y'all think is bound to happen in episode 5 of Queens. That's all I got. Ain't got no more. It's your girl, Kiara Shanice. And like I said, if this is your first time coming over here, if you like what you see, go ahead on and hit the like button. Go ahead on and subscribe. Maybe even hit the bell. Until next time.